Is Steve Rogers prepared to learn the horrible secret behind the creation of his legendary shield? Well, let's hop into the pages of Captain America Sentinel of Liberty issue number 3 and answer that and more questions together, shall we? Now, as things pop off, we actually rejoin that Bucky story from the end of the previous issue. He had gone to an underground casino in Madripoor to have a very tense meeting with Peggy Carter. You see, Bucky has been thinking about the Sentry game ever since Steve brought it up to him, and now he wonders if a bunch of old missions he went on with Agent Carter back during the war were maybe all more than they seemed. Like, for example, saving the life of a French scientist who would go on to create a deadly new strain of nerve gas, or the toppling of a powerful oil cartel. All of these things seem like they were moving unseen pieces around on a much bigger, more sinister game board. More on this in a minute, though. Back over with Steve, Cap is still doing battle with that strange robot who attacked him at the end of the last issue. This thing, whatever it is, can talk, and it claims to be doing the bidding of something called the Outer Circle. And man, let me tell you, as an AEW wrestling fan, I've had to re-record this part about a dozen times because I keep saying Inner Circle as just a knee-jerk. That's not all that's freaky about this brand new combatant either. It claims that it is not only going to kill Captain America, but completely redact him from history, which as far as threats go, is pretty up there and pretty creative. We get treated to a very cool little action scene wherein after hitting the robot, Cap notes a familiar sound of metal hitting metal, one that he's only ever heard once before in his battles with Wolverine, and that is because this thing, much like his own shield, is made from an adamantium vibranium alloy, essentially meaning that Cap is fighting his own shield's descendant, if you will. The two end up fighting deeper and deeper into the German facility, and we quickly realize that this is no new green energy plant. It's actually something much older and more secret. Steve gets the upper hand in this battle by remembering a piece of advice that King T'Chaka had given him a long time ago. He had spoken to Steve about the nature of the vibranium in his shield, saying that it was to be protected, but also if given the chance, it could serve as a teacher. A cryptic bit of advice to be sure, but Cap takes that to mean that if he knocks his shield against the walls and floor, then the unique vibrations it gives off will allow Steve to pinpoint his very mysterious and very invisible opponent. With that, the big baddie goes down, but he's not out forever. This allows Cap to finally investigate the forge, the place wherein his shield was first smelted. This isn't a regular forge either, as it's tapped into an unactive volcano, making it all the more dangerous. When Steve places his shield in the mold where it was first created, he ends up activating a message from a mysterious man named Dr. Boca Arbajo. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Let's just call him Dr. Boca moving forward for simplicity's sake, why don't we? Dr. Boca claims that before his government in the United States had joined forces on the SHIELD project, they had already been infiltrated by the Outer Circle, a group of ultra-rich and powerful individuals who see war and upheaval as merely part of a bigger game for their enjoyment. Their symbol, wouldn't you just know it, was 3 circles around a star, and their will was enforced by their own personal army of chosen super soldiers. Dr. Boca knew the Outer Circle wanted to control the amazing metal they had been given and hoped that with enough time, they could make even the great Captain America into one of their newest pawns. Here's the thing though, Dr. Boca only went through with it because he had more faith in Steve than just about anyone else. He knew he was a good man, pure of heart, who one day would clue into what was going on and hopefully use the shield that he had built to bring down the Outer Circle once and for all, freeing the world from their tyranny. That is, of course, if they don't end up killing Steve first, as another one of the Outer Circle's members, a woman this time, ends up stepping out from behind the curtain to set the entire facility that Cap is in to self-destruct, meaning that he better run and make a daring escape if he wants to live. Now, while that's going on, we also rejoin the Winter Soldier story as Peggy pleads her case. Understandably, she's pretty pissed at Bucky for implying that she was somehow secretly evil this whole time. Even if Winter Soldier did actually come with a fair amount of evidence, like how even after the Daughters of Liberty took down the Power Elite, apparently all of their assets and holdings got bought up by a bunch of shell companies almost instantly. Peggy also lets it slip that she maybe never really liked Bucky and claims that more of his violent killer actions as the Winter Soldier were his doing and less actual brainwashing. The two have themselves a little brawl, and Peggy walks away saying that if she really is in the center of some sort of conspiracy, she doesn't need Bucky's help to unravel it. She'll unravel it herself, damn it, and make the perpetrators pay the way she always has. Now, as the comic ends, even though Steve survived the explosion, the danger is still far from over. That redacted robot seemingly followed him home and is now waiting at the gym that he trains in to ambush him. And so that was Captain America Sentinel of Liberty issue number 3. And once again, I kind of love everything that Kelly and Lanzig are laying down here. At first, I was worried about adding another layer of conspiracy and dark secrets to Captain America's origins, because it feels like that's the only thing new writers have been able to do with the character over the last 2 decades, but it works here. Mainly because it's not just about adding a new dark dimension to the origins of Captain America's shield. Instead, they're trying to actually plant some rays of hope. The main theme seems to be in this first arc who truly owns the symbol of Captain America, which in turn is really talking about who owns America as a symbol. Villains like the Outer Circle think they own it just by the merit of being a bunch of evil, wealthy, incredibly powerful D-bags who think they own everything. But then you get a hero like Steve who they really can't account for, someone who is just good and righteous because it's the right thing to do. Even if his shield did have some dark alternate history that he wasn't aware of, Captain America is here to supersede that and have the symbol mean something good and pure again. I think it's actually a pretty timely and pretty topical message. It doesn't matter where you started out or where the roots of your nation come from, you can always make them better if you try. I'm also really enjoying getting to see Winter Soldier and Peggy Carter have their own little side story here to themselves. I like the mystery and the uncertainty. Winter Soldier was so certain that Peggy was actually a super soldier tool of the Outer Circle, but now he's wondering, wait, was it actually me this whole time? Can he even trust his own mind and memories after they've been doctored so many times by the Russians? It's good stuff and it helps breaks up the bigger story. Overall, I'd give this one another very positive 8 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.